head position is controlled in midline. In this way, the reflexive response is replaced by a more mature movement pattern and is expressed less often. To test the ATNR, place the child in supine with his head towards you. Rotate the head 90 degrees and hold for 5 seconds. If the reflex is present, the arm and leg on the face side will extend. The arm and leg on the skull side will flex. The child assumes a fencing position.
He does not have ATNR right now.
The symmetrical tonic neck reflex is typically seen in 4 to 6 months. Its integration is variable and may occur between 10 to 12 months. Hold the child in prone, flex and extend the head. If the reflex is present, the arms flex and the legs extend on hip flexion. On extension, the arms will extend and the legs will flex. The Landau has been found to be a clinically relevant postural reflex. It answers the question, how much extension does his child have? It also reflects the degree of head and trunk righting. Without an integrated balance of flexion and extension, proper righting against gravity cannot be achieved. The Landau reflects the degree of spinal extension. It is present at birth and reflects the development of extension to the thoracic and lumbar regions of the spine. To test for the Landau, hold the child in prone suspension with support under the trunk between the shoulders and pelvis. Observe the action of the head, back, and hips. This response can be encouraged by gently raising or lowering the child. Maintain the child in a horizontal plane. The extension of the back and legs should be active and mobile and not stiffly hypertonic. At 6 months of age, one expects a complete full Landau. This corresponds to the development of extension across the hips. A balanced flexor component is observed through the activation of the lower abdominal muscles. The synergies of the abdominals, gluteals, and hamstrings work together to maintain a horizontal body position. As the child ages and body weight increases, it is no longer functional or normal to expect a full Landau. Integration is seen between the 12th and 24th month.
Landau's not on our test, is it?
She made us write it in. It could be.
Back extension is developed through long hours of play in prone
It
position.
might be on it.
Weight bearing through the upper extremities is developed in prone in preparation for the infant to support himself in a more upright position, enabling him to interact visually with his world. Play in the supine position enhances flexion of shoulders, abdominals, and hips, and lays the groundwork for synergies between flexion and extension in anti-gravity developmental positions such as sitting, standing, and walking.
So when he's in supine, his legs are
When placed in the
flexing.
sitting position, the infant uses the forward protective extension of the arms developed in prone to support himself. This is necessary because of the lack of midline stability and equilibrium at this developmental stage. The base of support in sitting is widened by abduction of the legs in a flexed ring position. The infant becomes more able to sit erect with some rounding of the lumbar spine. The balance between flexion and extension in sitting is being established. The infant begins to shift weight from one buttock to the other as he turns his head to orient visually to his environment. When extension moves all the way down the back in prone position and abdominal and lateral trunk muscles become stronger, the infant can co-contract the trunk muscles and sit with the pelvis in a more stable, neutral position. The shoulders are aligned over the pelvis. The legs remain in the abducted ring position to provide a wide base of support, while equilibrium reactions are still immature and evolving. With increased stability in sitting, the infant is able to rotate from the shoulder and orient himself to the surrounding space. Arm movements become freer for play and exploration because they are no longer needed for support. Lateral protective extension of the arms prevents him Initially, the arm is used to push himself back to midline. Later, the child progresses to pulling back into midline using lateral flexion of the trunk. The child practices weight shifting as he reaches and explores. Reaching across midline brings in a rotational component, establishing body alignment through equilibrium responses. The writing reactions, stimulated by vestibular, proprioceptive, visual, and auditory input, are integrated at the midbrain level and reach full maturation in 10 to 12 months. As cortical control emerges and the equilibrium reactions develop, writing reactions are modified and are no longer seen in the normal child. Postural control against gravity develops with the emergence of writing reactions. The writing reaction restores the relationship of the head to the trunk and brings it into the proper alignment in space. The emergence of this reaction is first seen with neck extension in prone at approximately 6 to 8 weeks. The optical writing reactions are stimulated by visual input. The child is stimulated to lift her head up against the pull of gravity.
WFM. What is it?
When the functional.
The labyrinthine writing reaction is stimulated by movement or vestibular input. Head extension is being elicited by the labyrinthine receptors in the neck. This reaction allows the baby to orient his head against gravity. The lateral writing, or neck writing reaction, occurs in response to a lateral displacement of weight. The child uses an equal balance of flexion and extension movement to restore an aligned upright position. The neck writing on the body reaction is important in the development of rolling. This reaction is a progression of the lateral writing reaction and is seen as trunk rotation develops. The body writing on the head reaction allows the head to realign itself when the body moves. It responds to symmetrical tactile stimulation on the body's supporting surface. The stimulus of rotation of the head or thorax results in rolling over with rotation between the trunk and pelvis. The body writing on the body reaction maintains the alignment of the trunk during sequential rotation. Asymmetrical tactile stimulation to the touch receptors on the surface of the trunk results in trunk rotation and develops at approximately 6 to 8 months of age. This reaction marks the emergence of rotation around the body axis, a prerequisite to counter-rotational body movement. The downward parachute response is seen in the lower extremities when the infant is quickly displaced in a downward direction. The response is developed at approximately 4 months of age. The forward parachute response is stimulated by displacing the infant quickly, head first, toward a flat surface. Flexion of the shoulder and elbow extension in a forward direction is seen as the infant approaches the surface. Prior to 6 months of age, the infant's neuromotor system has not yet matured to allow active shoulder flexion with elbow extension. The mature response of the 8-month infant includes wrist extension with fingers extended and abducted. The sideways parachute response begins to develop at approximately 6 months of age. At the same time, the infant is learning to sit independently. The reaction protects the child from a sudden loss of balance in the sideways direction. The sideways parachute is elicited by a sudden displacement in the lateral direction when sitting. The response includes abduction of the arm, elbow, wrist, and finger extension. The ability to support the body's weight on extended arms is an important prerequisite, which allows for transitional movement patterns in and out of sitting to 4-point kneeling and crawling. Backward extension is the last of the 4 parachute responses to develop. The response is characterized by backward extension of the arms to protect the head to fall. The infant is quickly displaced in a posterior direction. When this response develops at around 9 months of age, the infant has developed good equilibrium reactions in sitting, disassociation of the upper extremities from the trunk, and is mastering control of the transitional movement patterns between developmental positions. Crawling provides the child with the opportunity to begin to use the righting and equilibrium reactions while moving through space. Stability around the pelvic and shoulder girdles is further developed, allowing the arms and legs to move independently from the trunk and from one another. Pulling to stand involves the integration of vertical and rotational righting reactions. Initially, the upper extremities provide stability, while the lower extremities align themselves in standing. Balance reactions in the feet are established. In play, the child practices the transitions in and out of standing over and over again. The child begins to move actively through all levels of space, using her newly found balance and protective reactions. Standing fosters a new relationship between the child and her environment. Visual perception and sensory and motor experience in the upright position form the foundation for somatosensory awareness of the body in space. Midline stability and equilibrium reactions are enhanced by increased control of the upper body and lateral weight shifting. This stability facilitates reciprocal movement of the lower extremities. As the child gains greater control of her body, she is able to motor plan movement in unfamiliar situations. Maturing equilibrium responses and counter-rotational responses allow her to maintain her body position as she moves through space. The child continues to build on previously acquired skills to perfect her walking pattern. Squatting reinforces the alignment of body in midline and stabilizes the feet for balance. Rotation is integrated with midline stability. Equilibrium reactions are refined so that the child can move more rapidly, change direction, and maintain her balance. Her walking and movement pattern will mature over the next years of her life as she adapts her sensory motor skills to the increasingly demanding and complex tasks of child development. The child grows and develops within the protective, nurturing environment of his home. In this setting, he is provided with the sensory motor experiences which may enhance his cognitive and motor development. The infant's drive for purposeful activity enables him to explore and discover a multitude of experiences which contribute to his ongoing transaction with his world.